there aren't some tasks that are tied to generating revenue on a daily basis, it sends the foundation where it sets the foundation for your feelings of not having a real business, or maybe even thinking you have an expensive hobby. So, how do you set your business day to promote actual business and revenue growth? We're going to get into that today as we end our series, okay? So today we're talking about daily to-do list revenue. From this week's blog, to-do list management that increases revenue. So let me put this over here because the link to this week's blog is at shaycannon.com/to-do. Okay, Dr. Tasha is doing double duty. She's over here on the YouTube side too and in studio. So shaycannon.com/to-do is the entire the link to the entire blog, because what we have been talking about this week is the fact that we're always going to have a lot to do as entrepreneurs, especially if you're a solopreneur with no team or a little team. There's always going to be a list, right? But how do we pare these lists down in strategies that help us to actually, at our bottom line, increase our revenue? That's what we've been talking about all week. On Monday, part one, we talked about what I'm calling the big to-do list, okay? And we're doing a big to-do list for revenue strategy. So this is the list that serves as your brain dump, right? This is the list where you put all your ideas, all your dreams, all everything, okay? We're just building with this list. And so that's what that list is for. And I even gave you 10 strategies to be successful with that type of list. So go back to part one on Monday to get more information on that. Part two, which was on Tuesday, was about taking that big list and creating a monthly to-do list, where our goal here is to look at breaking things up by project, right? And so we're looking at monthly what should be done as a to-do list with a focus of increased revenue. I gave you 10 strategies to be successful with your monthly to-do list for revenue. So go back to part two from Tuesday to get more on that. Yesterday was part three. We're in the projects now. This is the weekly to-do list for revenue. Okay. So now we've broken that monthly project down into weeks, and we know what we should be doing every week as we're tackling some of these projects that we know will move our business forward. Okay. And so I even gave you 10 strategies on how to be successful with your weekly to-do list for revenue. So that was part three. Go back to yesterday's replay. Today, we are closing out our series and we're talking about the daily to-do list. Okay. This one is we're out of planning, right? We're into the execution of that thing. So daily to-do list for revenue. A daily to-do list is your focused execution plan for the next 24 hours, where you stop being overwhelmed by everything you could be doing and commit to what actually needs to get done today. This is how you create discipline without burnout. It's about deciding before the day begins what task will move the needle right now. Without a clear list, you're reacting to inbox pings and jumping between tabs on your computer, ending the day wondering, what have you even accomplished? You've had those days where you were like, I was busy all day, but made no money and checked off nothing that truly matters. That's not a work ethic problem. That's a clear lack of prioritization and daily focus. A smart daily list protects your energy, assigns your time to a job, and helps you make real business progress. So even in the middle of life's chaos, when you know what you're doing daily, you can get, excuse my French, shit done. Okay. But we want to get the stuff done that matters. All right. So that's what's in the blog. But here on the morning show, yeah, we give you more. So I got you a list of 10 hacks for that daily list today. It's going to be, I really put like my heart and soul into these hacks, because what I know is like that daily to-do list is the strong list. Okay. That daily to-do list is really what makes or break you and your business. So I put my foot in these hacks. I'm from Alabama. So from the South, when something is really good, we say we put our foot in it. So welcome to the South. All right. Top 10 hacks for achieving your daily revenue generating to-do list. Okay. Number one, what is your MMA of the day? MMAs, money making activities, are important to having revenue as a focus for your task. Okay. So, in the vein of you need to be selling every day and you need to be making money every day, what is at least one task for the day that will get you money? Okay. So, you have to have on your daily to do list something that's bringing you closer to money or something that is directly tied to money. Okay. Money coming in. So, that's the number one hack. Number two, note your energy crescendo. Now, we know crescendo is like the up and down, the flow of things, right? So, what parts of the day are you most creative? Is your brain on point for strategy and analytics? What parts of the day do you start to feel tired and slow down? What parts of the day do you seem to get more distracted than other times? What parts of the day start to feel like you've been sitting down for too long, right? You start getting a little antsy. Be self-aware so that you can use the information of your energy crescendo to start scheduling the right task in the right time of day. Okay. This is how we use our natural superpowers in our favor. Some of y'all are just so used to beating yourself up for how you are because you keep hearing this stuff about, oh, you shouldn't be distracted. Oh, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. But if you're doing it, we need to know what time of day you're doing it so that we can avoid that time of day for things that are in direct conflict with that. Okay. Yeah, work on it. But what we know is working on things take time. So now we need to work with it. That's the hack. Okay. Number three, set the day by reviewing your task list. Okay. Your to-do list is simply your daily to-do list is simply your weekly to-do list spread across the week to become a daily to-do list. So start your day by reviewing the list and your schedule to see if the prioritization that you have is still relevant for where you need to be, what you need to be doing. Okay. We need to check this every day because guess what? Overnight things change. Every day something different is happening that we didn't, count on. So do we need to change this list? Because this list is a living, breathing thing. It's here to serve us. So if something on the list no longer serves us, no matter why, we need to put things on there that does serve us. Okay. So, you want to review the list at the start of the day along with your schedule to make sure that that's still relevant. Now you have a structure to your day that serves you. Number four, keep your stride. Okay, keep your stride. Now that your day is set, stick to it. Do not allow for external distraction and disruption. So this all starts with boundaries. Right? Boundaries, because we can have the best schedule. We can do all the work to set up our energy as our superpower. But if we allow things to come in and get in the way of us doing what we have structured, we're not going to get it done the way we anticipated. And it's not going to be as good as we planned. Right? So the key to that is boundaries. Yeah. But you have to start with keeping promises to yourself. Yeah. When you keep the promises to yourself and hold boundaries with yourself, what that does is in turn, it teaches other people how to respect your boundaries. Right. But if you don't respect your boundaries, you're going to also allow other people not to respect them. And then they don't really have a reason to respect them anyway, because you don't respect them. OK, so don't forget that when you have new ideas, and things hitting you, these dreams hitting you, that's what your big to-do list is for. Because see, the new ideas can also be a distraction. So don't be distracted by new stuff that's popping up. This is why you have the big to-do list. So don't go on unscheduled rabbit holes, right? And don't start partially executing this new idea. That's getting off course. Keep your stride. Okay. Number 5, get a hit throughout the day. Now, this sounds like crackhead behavior, but hear me out, okay? So as you complete tasks from your day, go back to your list and check it off, right? As you're completing the task. Don't wait to the end of the day to see what you've done and what you haven't done. This twofold that you're going to get some kind of good stuff from doing this, okay? Number 1, it's going to create a dopamine hit. of happiness because you didn't check something off. Okay. And it's going to add momentum to your day. Okay. You check this off, you're feeling good. Now you're looking forward to checking something else off. So that's one thing that it does for you. That's great. But you know what else it does? It allows you to look at that list throughout the day to make sure you're still on track. See, that's going to help you with those distractions. Don't wait to the end of the day to look back at the list, because if you're looking at it all day long as you're achieving things from the list, what tends to happen is you're reminded of what the priority is. So you have another opportunity to catch distractions. You have another opportunity to stop yourself from going down the rabbit hole that didn't matter. Okay, so twofold for you to do that. All right, let's go to number 6. Evaluate how AI, artificial intelligence tools, can give you back your time. This is a big one. We're in a day and age to where AI is here to help you. So many people are looking crazy, talking about it's going to take their job. It's not. AI is not going to take your job, but the people who are using AI will likely get your job. Okay, so AI tools, in the very least, are great with strategy, organizing, analyzing, writing, and so many more admin tasks. So this is how I want you to think about it. Think of how long it take you to complete some of your admin tasks versus having a great prompt to input into AI and it yields great output within minutes. Okay, so we have 2 past blog posts that talk about AI. One that talks about AI and all the different kinds, and one that talks about ChatGPT specifically. So I'm going to drop those links. We dropped it in studio. I'm going to go ahead and drop it over here. All right, there you go, YouTube. Because I want you to think about how AI can help you to reclaim some of your time back. All right. Number 7, be realistic with how much you can get done in a day. And let me tell you, as an expert on self-management in time or time management, I used to have this. If I had really just thought about it, right, I would have understood how ridiculous it was as a thought, but I really didn't stop to think. But I had the nerve to be in awe when it wasn't what I thought. And let me tell you what that is. I would have this long list of stuff, and I would think to myself, each thing on this list probably going to take me about an hour at most, so I can get about 8 things done in an 8-hour day, right? 8 things off this big list I can get done. That's not necessarily realistic to think that no matter what's on the list, it's going to take you an hour to do everything. So don't be disillusioned thinking you'll get to knock out a whole bunch of stuff off your list in a day. In addition to, okay, because see, this is what we forget about. The list ain't even the whole day. The list is in addition to your regularly scheduled day, okay? Your regular framework of a business day. So research shows that other than your regular scheduled day, you may be successful crossing off 1 or 2 things, 3, depending on what the things are, in addition to your regular day. So you have to keep in mind, right, that you have your whole day and these additional tasks that are goal specific. So we got our everyday tasks that don't go away just because we have goals above and beyond our regular day. So you need to be looking at these, and this is where prioritization comes into play. Because if you can only do 1 to 2 things, 3 on the super good day, then we need to make sure that 1 or 2 things is the best things we could be doing to bringing in money. Prioritization is going to be key for that. Okay. Number 8, what is your hard line? Okay. What is your hard line? Unplanned rabbit holes are a huge thief of your time. Brainstorming, daydreaming, all that kind of stuff, thief of your time. So a top reason that sends entrepreneurs down rabbit holes is to solve unexpected problems as they're trying to execute tasks, right? You want to go ahead and check this off, and you've encountered something that you didn't think you were going to do. You didn't think this was going to be a problem. You didn't know this was going to pop up. So now you're focused on solving this problem so that you can check this thing off the list. Well, you mean well, you do. However, that rabbit hole can take you past the time you were supposed to be spending on this one task. So you have to decide how much time you are willing to spend on unforeseen problems before you do one of a few things, right? Either you're going to reschedule it, you're going to get help, or you're going to hire help. Okay. One of those things and various other things as an answer. But how long are you going to spend on this thing? Because you only have a finite amount of time and a time slot for this task. So you can't now just jam up the whole rest of the day trying to figure out what this problem is and how it was best to solve it. So when you figure that out, you will define your hard line. Let me tell you how a lot of people that make a lot of money, what they think is their hard line. If it takes me more than 20 minutes to solve the problem, somebody else needs to solve it. Yeah. Meanwhile, we over here 3 days on the same problem and haven't gone on to a new task yet. Okay. Keep that in mind. You need a hard line. Number 9, what is your motivation? Y'all, y'all know that old school actor. You give him a script and you give him a character, and he goes, "What is my motivation?" Right? Okay. You on a daily basis, what is your motivation? Because guess what? We don't actually feel great about doing things every day. If you were to believe Mel Robbins, who is one of my favorite gurus and not artists, authors and podcast hosts, what she says is motivation is bullshit. That's what she says, right? You're going to have to find a way to get done what you need to get done. Okay. Whether you motivated to do it or not. But we can kind of generate motivation when it's not there. We can help ourselves get it done, even though we don't quote unquote feel like it. How do we change the feeling to make it better? Okay. So when you don't have it, motivation that is, it's your job to generate the energy that you need to get through the day at your best. So you should have, we've talked about this before, a happiness list, right? So that you can pull from it and create some happiness. Happiness has an energy to it that can help you be at your best as you're getting things done. You should have an inspiration well to draw from to help you get things done at your best, and a motivational reservoir to absorb some motivation from, right? So all of these things is how, when you don't have it, you generate it, because guess what? Shit still needs to get done. Whether you feel like it or not, it still needs to get done. A lot of y'all are out here Lauryn Hilling it, waiting till you got the vibe right to come out. And that's why folks mad at you. And that's why you ain't making no money in your business. Okay. So that can look like music. It can look like podcasts, comedy, taking dance breaks. It could look like having a business gratitude meditation. It could look like going back and reviewing that vision and energy board that we talked about earlier. It could also look like, listening to or watching trainings that just kind of hype you up about stuff. A lot of us are a part of coaching programs, and when we hear certain things from our favorite teachers and our favorite coaches, it hypes us to go and get stuff done. So maybe that's what's going to generate the energy that you need. But let me tell you, not having the energy to get done what you want to get done is a very human experience. However, if you want to be a successful business owner with successful revenue streams, find a way to generate what you don't have. Okay. Number 10, we're going to end the day with setting up the next day. Okay. So remember that task list that we started this hack list with, that you're going to review to help set your day? Well, that very list was actually generated at the end of the last work day. Okay. So at the end of your work day, what you are to do is to set the to-do list for the next day. Okay. So when you end the day, before you fully log out, while you're still in the energy of and the fresh mind of where you are in business and what you want to pick up to do the next day, go ahead and write your daily to-do list for the next day. Put it where you can find it. That could be a sticky note, whether it's a physical one or a digital one. It could be some kind of schedule that you got going on, whatever. Leave it for yourself. And that's what you're reviewing at the top of your next business day. Okay. So those are some fire hacks. I don't know about y'all, but I felt like, yeah, I put my foot in those hacks. Okay. So we're going to go back through the hacks without all the extra as a reminder, but we're going to start with Dr. Nikki with the actual question of the day, which I'm going to drop. Dr. Ayana said, this girl is on fire. Yep. I accept. Okay, let me shorten this for YouTube, because YouTube has been Boom. All right, there we are. So we're going to start first with the realization and the real truth that how you spend your day is the main ingredient in whether or not your business is going to be successful. So the question of the day is, what is the biggest change you are going to make to your day to move the needle most for increasing your revenue? So I don't want to hear that you got things down and that you do most of these things. The question is, how are you going to change it to get more out of your day so that you can make more money? Okay, so keep that in mind. We're going to start with Dr. Nikki after I recap these 10 hacks. So let me go to the hacks. All right. Hack number 1, and these are the 10 hacks for achieving your daily revenue generating to-do list. Okay. We want to be successful with it. So number 1 was, what is your MMA of the day? You need to know what your money-making activity tasks are for the day. You need to have at least one. The more money you want to make, the more MMAs you need to have on your daily list. All right. Number 2, note your energy flow or crescendo. And then we're going to use those superpowers to put the right task at the right time of day for how we naturally flow. All right. Number 3, set the day by reviewing your task list. We're going to review it to make sure that what is on there, in addition to what is on our schedule for the day, is still relevant for the prioritization that we should have. Okay. This is your chance to, at the top of the day, decide this is still relevant. This is still important. And this is how the day is going to go. Number 4, keep your stride. The structure that you have put on that review list of today, stick to it. Eliminate distractions, eliminate disruption, and stick to it. Number 5, get a hit throughout the day. Okay, we're going to create some dopamine and we're going to create momentum as we check back to our list all throughout the day. Check that list all throughout the day. Check things off as you complete them. Review the list all throughout the day. Okay. Number 6, evaluate how AI tools can give you your time back. Okay. AI is doing things that don't need to be you and doing things that don't need to take up all of your time. I gave you 2 links to 2 different blog posts from the past. One is on AI, period, and one is on specifically ChatGPT. Go back to that as reference. Number 7, be realistic with how much you can get done in a day. Stop thinking you're going to get 10 things done a day, because guess what? These goal-oriented revenue generating tasks are on top of a whole full day. So you probably only going to get 1 to 2 of these things done. So that lends itself more to, this is why you got to prioritize. Okay. Number 8, what is your hard line? At what point do you stop trying to solve a problem before you bust up your whole day's worth of planned task, right? So as soon as you have a task and it doesn't go as planned, what's the hard line of how much time you're going to spend on it before you move on? And what decision are you going to make that allows you to move forward? Okay. What is your hard line? Number 9, what is your motivation? All right. You're not going to always feel like doing stuff, but the stuff still needs to get done. So what are you going to do on your part to generate the energy that you need to get things done anyway? Number 10, end your day by setting up the next day. This is where we create that to-do list that we start our day reviewing. Okay. So those are the 10 hacks. We're going to start with Dr. Nikki. What is the biggest change you are going to make to your day to move the needle the most for increasing your revenue? And you're on mute if you're talking to us, Dr. Nikki.
I'm having a difficult day with the Wi-Fi this morning, so you're
Okay.
going in and out for
We can hear
me.
you then.
But just very quickly,
Okay.
really identifying the things that I want. I guess it would be number 1, really
Mhm.
identifying those things that are going to move me closer to making the money and having revenue rather, and having a real strategy for it. So that would be my number 1 hack. And I got to reevaluate what I really want to focus on.
Yes, I love that for you. Cool beans. Let's go to Dr. LaFaro. Dr. LaFera, I know that you know because I've been working with you a long time and been business besties with you a long time. So I know you know the real truth that how you spend your day is the main ingredient on whether or not your business is going to be successful or not. That's why you show up even when other people wouldn't show up because you good about understanding how that goes. So what is the biggest change you're going to make to your day to move the needle the most for increasing your revenue?
I guess number 10, which is in the day by setting up for the next day because I don't know, that might even help me sleep better. If I figure out what I've done for the day, which I do keep a checklist of stuff I want to get done, but I don't create a new one for the next day.
Yeah, you should. It's so easy, right? Because let me tell you how when you try to start so when we end our day, we're like in the energy of that whole day, right? We know what we want to get done. We know what we want to focus on, what we want to pick up. But so much happens between the time we log out and the time we log back in. Now we're spending the first part of the day trying to figure out, now, what was that thing I said I wanted to do? Right? What was it that I said I wanted to focus on? What was I doing yesterday that I said I wanted to continue today? See, we can just eliminate all of that by going ahead and setting it before we end our workday. So yes, I love that for you, Dr. LaFera. All right, Kimberly has put hers in the studio chat, and she said she wants to review her task in the morning. She wants to reevaluate how she can use AI tools to get some of her time back, and she want to understand what her money-making activities are. Those are some good ones, Kimberly. So cool beans. All right, Dr. Tachi, what is the biggest change you're going to make to your day to move the needle the most for increasing your revenue?
Oh, I need to do more mixed martial arts.
Muay Thai.
Yes, number one.
Okay. What about number two?
Wait, well, hold on. Let me look. And I was so fixated on number one. Number two is the end. What was number two?
Number two, let me scroll back up, was note your energy flow.
Okay, it's the energy crescendo. Yeah,
Mhm.
yes. Although I think I'm aware of when I need to take a break or whatever. Now, do I? That's a different case.
Yeah. But it's also like for me, it helps me to understand what time of day is better for me to create content and the different types of content, right? So video content is one type, but then writing is another. So those take a different side of my creativity. And guess what I can't do? I can't do those things at the end of the day. I've been solving clients' problems all day long. I'm not in the rejuvenated creative energy to be doing that stuff after I've worked with clients. So I have to front load my day with creative stuff. And so that's a great example of, because I know how I am, right? I don't need to schedule that there. Also, depending on what type of client session it is, I can't schedule it for a certain time because my brain is not going to work. It's not going to be its best, right? So I can't have my retainer clients in the evenings because by the evening, I'm kind of spent on trying to give you something out of my brain. But I can do strategy sessions and pick my brain sessions in the evening because I have a set way that I am assessing during that time. I'm not actually thinking of the strategy at the time of the session. I'm pulling out from you everything I need as an assessment in that session, and I'm kind of following a structure for that. So I don't need to think. As I'm going through my structure, I'm asking you questions that might beget other questions, but I'm not giving you the strategy then. So I can do those in the evening. So those are examples, Dr. Tachi, of using how you are and how your flow is to kind of tap into superpowers and get the right things done at the right time. Did that make sense?
It did. Yes, thank you.
Cool beans, no problem. All right, let's go to Heather. Heather, my neurodivergent friend. What is the biggest change you're going to make to your day to move the needle the most for increasing your revenue?
Mixed martial arts. I'm sorry, Dr. Taji, I'm super stealing that from now on.
I know, right?
And I have to also stick to my list. I am, it's, well, distraction. Whew, that's a That's a big deal. So I have to just stick to my list and do things that I know will keep those distractions at a minimum.
Exactly. But also because you're neurodivergent like me, and the thing we love the most are distractions. So you actually have to schedule in distraction time in between your tasks, or you're really not going to be there with the task because you so badly want to be distracted. So you might have to do in between tasks, right? You should have a scheduled distraction. So I have different distractions that I have scheduled throughout my day. I have certain games I like to play on my phone. I have certain books I like to read. I have certain videos I like to watch, or trainings I like to watch.
Mhm.
I have certain, maybe this is the time of day I go and get my milk tea from the coffee shop, you know what I'm saying, stretch my legs. Or
Yeah.
maybe this is the time of day I take 15 minutes and go to the rooftop and look over the city. But I have to schedule the distractions, or I'm not going to get the task done. I'm going to be staring at my computer, wasting time.
No,
So
it's a good point. And I know when that comes because I almost literally cannot sit still. I find myself wiggling and like my knee starts moving back and forth, my foot's tapping, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I got to get up.
Yeah.
And then I'll
And
go
the key is
outside.
going to be when you take your distraction break, set a timer. Because I don't know if you like me, but I also get hyper focused. So I'll stay in the distraction for hours if I don't have something that dings or something that tells me, hey, girl, it's been 15 minutes. Get your ass back to the computer. Right. So
Same.
keep that in mind too. All
Yes,
right,
ma'am.
cool. Let's go to Dr. Ayana. Dr. Ayana, what is the biggest change you are going to make to your day to move the needle the most for increasing your revenue?
Hey, good morning, everyone. I think, well, firstly, there's a couple of them on the list that I really like, but above all, number 8 kind of rises to the top. I work in a circle. So I'll start one thing, I'll get distracted and move to that, then come back to the next one, and finally I'll end up back to my task. And I have to rush and try to do all this before my sundown syndrome, or you call it the crescendo, but it's really my sundown syndrome, before it starts kicking in. So I think number 8 is going to be number 1 for me. It's going to rise to the top above all else. Having a hard line and really sticking to it, which, like you said, making sure we incorporate a few rest breaks in between, some distraction breaks.
Yes, most definitely. Love that for you. All right, let's go to Dr. Toya. Dr. Toya, what is the biggest change you are going to make to your day to move the needle the most for increasing your revenue?
I think there are two things. One is definitely setting that hard line time. I will get fixated on solving the problem, and it's like, come hell or high water, I'm going to solve the problem when I know I need to outsource the problems for somebody else to solve it. So definitely setting a hard line time of when I need to release it. And then the other thing is, so I can also, speaking of fixations, I'll get fixated on doing the most things on the list. And so that oftentimes is not the money-making activity. It's like, yes, today I can do 5 things, but those 5 things weren't actually the most beneficial. So for me, staying focused on or identifying what the top 2 money-making activities are, and then being committed to finishing those versus the other things on the list.
Yes, most definitely. I love that for you because sometimes that dopamine hit, baby, is real. Like we checking stuff off and we like, yeah. And so we look at the daily list and we recognize, hey, I might not get my hit from that. That look like that might take me longer. So then you go back to the week list and try to pull in some stuff that'll be easier for you to get done. Well, it might be easier, but it might not move the needle as much. And we're focused on moving the needle, especially when it's just us in our business getting things done. And so going back to, outsourcing problems, there's a book, I forget the name of it, okay? But I think it's Who Not What, but it might be Who Not How. But look it up. Reading that book helped me to understand that we're not supposed to be out here learning all the parts of the business so that we're the one to do it. We're supposed to be getting to a point where we can outsource stuff and reclaim our time and be the CEO of the business. And that's not execution. That's visionary. That's face of the business. That's, being a thought leader and things like that nobody else can do. Dr. LaFerris said, Who Not How is the name of it. So check out that book. because it's going to help you to change your mindset on outsourcing the problem. And that could look like hiring a team. It could look like hiring a specialist or a service provider, things like that, because we're not supposed to be doing everything. It's just that we start our businesses out doing a bunch of elbow grease because we don't have the budget. And that's fine to start that way, but you should have a plan to where that's not the way that you stay. Okay. So keep that in mind. All right, this has been a great transformative week. Does anybody have any questions, any value adds, any aha moments about managing your time through lists, to-do lists, your big to-do list, your monthly to-do list, your weekly to-do list, and your daily to-do list? Any questions, value adds, or aha moments?
Me,
Yes, Dr. Tachi.
I just have to go back to the mixed martial arts, because not that we have not talked about this before, but for me, this is the first time where definitively have you put into place things that are going to bloody make you money. That is huge. And of course, everything else is the preparation for this, but it's like calling a thing a thing. So I think this was exceedingly valuable. So thank you.
Cool beans. So let me write down a note or something I'm going to add to this membership to make it even better. So yeah, you know this thing about to increase. Okay, let me write that down. Cool beans. All right, speaking of the membership, these quick hacks are great. However, in the paid membership, we give you a system and tools to create goal-centric productivity for effective results, okay? So there are a number of tools in the membership to help you be successful with daily tasks. I'm going to just name a few, okay? We have one tool called How to Protect Your Energy with Boundaries. We have another tool that is an MMA, Money Making Activities workbook, that based on what Dr. Tachi just said, I think I'm going to do a whole workshop around that and create a whole different training on MMAs. The last but not least, we have what I call a WTF did I do today? Okay. I did a lot of curse words today, so I might as well go ahead and drop the F-bomb for effect. But the what the fuck did you do today task management document. And I created this document because if I only have a to-do list and I don't get to everything on the to-do list, I end the day knowing I'm busy, knowing I'm tired, knowing I got stuff done, but what did I do? Because I'm looking on my list and I can't check a lot off. So what the F did I do today, right? So this document allows you to create some default stuff for your day. It allows you to add in your tasks for the day so that this is the document that you're reviewing at the top of the day and setting for the next day at the bottom of the day. And you are checking back with throughout the day. Okay. So now is the time you need to join. Go to shaycannon.com/membership. Right now it's currently $97 a month for all of these things that we're putting into place for you and all the upgrades and extra trainings we're going to add. However, next month it's definitely going up to $147 per month. And as I keep adding things that I want to do to upgrade, the more I'm thinking that might need to be $197 a month. But all I'm going to say is get in this month, the month of June. Before June ends, you need to get in. Why it is definitely just $97 a month. So that is shaycannon.com/membership. Okay. Now let's talk about what's happening with these show notes. This week, the show notes have been great. 10 hacks for each one of these type of to-do lists. Today is my favorite 10 list of 10 hacks for your daily to-do list. There's only two ways to get these show notes. One, you have to be inside of our free business mastermind group and they live in the files section. Two, you can get the show notes and everything about the morning show in your email inbox by going to shaycannon.com/show to sign up. It's free. I think I need to say that. But you're going to get 2 emails every broadcast day. One in the morning to remind you, hey, we're live on YouTube. Join us with a link you can just click. In the afternoon, you're going to get 2 more links, one to the replay of the show and one to the show notes, okay? So with that in mind, go to shaycannon.com/show and sign up to get the morning show in your inbox. All right. Things we're doing this day, the happenings in our group. It's today we have Collab Live. That is today at 12 p.m. Eastern time. I am going to live stream into the group, okay? It's not on Zoom. I live stream into the group. You're going to join me, but your job is to bring with you, okay, what you need as a collaboration and what you're going to give in return as value to make that collaboration a win-win. All I'm doing is facilitating. I'll be live for 30 minutes. You come in with your stuff, put it in the comments. And if I know a member that will be great for that alignment with you, I'm going to tell you, but I'll keep in mind what you need. And when other people say they need something, I can tell them about you. So I am only facilitating live, okay? There's no coaching, there's no training, there's just facilitation, all right? Cool beans. Let's see what's going on. Can you hang back for a sec? Yes, I can. Okay, so this has been the Her First Six Figures Morning Show, which is an interactive coaching and training experience as part of our Free Business Mastermind group that positions Black and Brown female online service-based entrepreneurs to generate the first six figures by learning how to make the money and create time freedom. Find out more about me, your host, Shay Cannon, and our highly valuable Free Business Mastermind group in the description below, where there is a link and more details, all right? If you haven't already, I know you got value out of today's episode, so give us a thumbs up, like our episode. If you haven't already, which I know a lot of you have not, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. And this has been one video out of a 4-video series, so check out the other videos, all right? And with that, we are closing the studio in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. We'll be right back here with you on next week.